It's your boy. Let me turn it down just a little bit. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Gang, gang. Oh man, had a good night. Had a great night, per usual. You know, living the dream, getting to do what we want to do, what we enjoy doing for a living. Can't beat that. Great night, great fight. Shout out to Terence Crawford, Benavidez for facing each other. We just gonna talk about it, people. Can I talk about it? I want to see the footage of Spence punishing Benavidez. Yeah, he said that. I would like to see that also. But anyway, sparring. You don't know what type of shape guys are. So, you know, some guys, they might not be in real good shape, but when they spar somebody, but they're sparring to get back into the swing of things. The Vampire Street. Man, I had a good night. David, what's poppin'? I'm doing great. You know, I had a good night. Music a little too loud? What? I got some baby ass ears. I don't even have the music up. I have it on pretty quiet. Y'all got some sensitive ass ears. I barely even had that up. Jose, what's good? Jacob, what's poppin'? You know, I'm in Omaha right now. I got some Uber Eats on the way. I'm fucking hungry. See, this is what happens, the life of a vlogger, a reporter. You just eat when you can eat. Get in where you get in. Kill or be killed. Survival of the fittest. I'm gonna wait for people to join, a couple more people to join. It's late here, so I don't know who's out and about. But I'm gonna give my thoughts, and I wanna do it with the max crowd. Answer questions, you know, the usual stuff. But I enjoyed myself. Had a good night, a real good night. Everything went real smooth. Shout out to Top Rank. Hold on. Shout out to. Shout out to Top Rank. Their events really go smooth. You know, I gotta keep it a buck. I'm gonna just set y'all right here. Anyway, Top Rank, they've been doing it for a minute. You know, so their events go smooth. Every time I come to the Top Rank, picking up the credentials, easy. People are nice. You know, I think they have food, but I didn't get that. Yeah, man, that dude, I tried telling y'all don't fucking listen to me. Listen. Oh yeah, shout out to Top Rank. Look, they had your boy in the second row. I felt like Spike Lee at the Knicks game. I tried telling y'all that, man, Terence Crawford, don't fuck with him. He's a beast, you know. Don't mess with that boy Bud. Don't mess with him. Listen, I'm gonna break down the fight in just a few moments. You know, I actually got to do it soon before this Uber Eats get here, cause I might end the stream. So we probably got like 30 minutes. You know, let's jump into it. If you guys could smash the like button, cause when this food comes, it's on and popping. One second, yo. Smash the like button. The haters are starting with excuses. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about it. Leave it to new media. Listen, I'm about to go in. Hold on. You know what? Fuck it. MND's, you the prime example. You don't know shit about boxing. Listen, boxing has some of the sorriest, weakest fans in sports. Some of y'all are fucking pathetic, you know, straight up. Some of y'all are straight up. I just thought about that. I tricked y'all, waited for y'all to come, and now y'all about to get this tongue. Y'all about to get this. He gonna get this work. Boxing has some of the most piss poor sportsmanship, fake, frigid, flimsy, flip-flopping ass fans, man. You know, people leaving this, oh, it took 12 rounds. Who gives a shit? You know, at the end of the day, Benavidez is a good fighter. At the end of the day, that's not what a lot of you motherfuckers was saying beforehand. And at the end of the day, Benavidez, some people didn't even fight him and stop him, period. He had never been stopped. He was undefeated. So who cares if it took 12 rounds? You know, some of y'all sound like poor sports, and y'all need to get over it, you know, because you're not going to have much life on my channel. You know, we not breathing and breeding that stupid shit. You know, I'm so sick of boxing fucking fake ass fans, man. So when Benavidez, like I said, he's a good fighter. But when he was pushing Terence Crawford, when he said Terence Crawford is a bitch, he talks like a bitch, his mama a bitch, his sister a bitch, and y'all was rah with it. So when it doesn't play out for you, what you anticipated or what you thought, then don't. I literally have predicted almost this whole year. I literally have. I just did a live stream where I talked about it. You're going to have motherfuckers who's seen all the pushing and the shoving, and then, you know, seeing how Benavidez dodged the punch, right? Remember when Crawford, it looked like he pulled his punch, but whatever, at the weigh-in, and Benavidez went in the Matrix and shit. You're going to have people who seen all that and got amped up and like, oh shit, Benavidez, he's representing, he's really about it, he's about to whoop Terence Crawford. Benavidez was confident as hell. He did an interview with ESPN, he's like, I'm gonna fuck this dude up. I'm gonna fuck him up. That's it, no cap. He just said, I'm gonna fuck him up, I'm gonna beat his ass, and I'm gonna send his fans in Omaha crying. So, that didn't happen. It was a cool fight, good fight, I enjoyed it. He got stopped, you know? Like, you guys, the fans, it's like real chicken shit. You know, and I know the games. Like, a lot of motherfuckers was saying, you know, they were buying into everything, saying Benavidez was going to stop him. Now he took 12 rounds. Like, they always move the goalposts. You see how this shit works? Always constantly moving the goalposts. First of all, you said Bud was getting knocked out. Now that it took 12 rounds, I mean, that's some level of a, I guess supposed to be some type of diss. I seen Tank, he said that Bud's not special. I mean, it is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just talked to Andre Ward. He an undefeated fighter, and he didn't say that. So, you know, to each his own. You know, everyone has their opinion. But Tank also said something about Deontay Wilder. So, you know, I didn't agree with when Tank did that to Deontay Wilder either. You know? But the bottom line is boxing has some of the most chicken shit fans. I told you, this is why I predicted this whole year damn near. You know, shapeshifters. That's what I like to call them. First, Buzz get knocked out, and you know, when Jose Benavidez was turned up and pushing him and didn't look scared and was saying, I'm gonna fuck this dude up and take the belt back to Arizona, people went with it. They ran with it. And they were they were feeling it. And they were betting that way. You know, that's why I told you. That's why motherfuckers can't beat me when it comes to prediction streaks, because a lot of people just bet with their heart and emotions. I never do that. If I think an American's getting their ass whooped, they getting their ass whooped. If they're from the same city as me and they getting their ass whooped, it is what it is. You know? So, yeah, I had to ether the little weak-ass fans talking about it only took 12 rounds. Okay, nobody stopped Benavidez, period. You know? So who cares? You know? Mauricio Herrera, he didn't stop him at all. I thought he beat Benavidez. I maintain that. But he didn't knock him down. He didn't stop him. So why is Crawford held to the, you know, Crawford's, I guess he's on, I don't think he fights exactly like Floyd Mayweather, but he's on that same level of where his performances, if he's even in any level of competitive fight, then all of a sudden people have swing rounds and bullshit. To be honest, this fight was competitive enough, but it wasn't to me, it wasn't even really hard to score. Crawford was clearly up. Go look at my Twitter. I was doing round by round tweetings. And then when I looked on Twitter and I saw the people were like saying Benavidez is up 5 rounds to 2 and you know, 4 rounds of 3. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, I really be thinking I'm bugging sometimes. I'm like, cause I'm there live, you know. I'm second row shotty, man. You know, so I'm like, damn, am I just bugging? And I was like, nah, I can't be. And then if you go look at my tweets, this is what I'm saying. This is why HBO went out of business. Because if you go, just don't take my word for it. Go look at my tweets. You know, read what I was saying as it was transpiring. I ain't doing no fucking hot seats. Let these bums wait. They on my time. They a pack of bums. You know, I'm not doing no hot seats right now. But go look at my Twitter timeline. It's all time stamped and everything. As I'm saying it, as I'm scoring it, and as I'm calling the fight, and like you see the stuff unfold, and I called it early in the fight. Meanwhile, you have all these other motherfuckers with these Harold Letterman type scorecards, and this is why HBO. One of the reasons why they went out of business, because it's like I don't know who taught you how to score. I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know if you like, you know, if it's national pride, if you share the same, if you're from Arizona, if you're the same race or something, and you know you give bonus points for that. But I don't know who's scoring for some of y'all. Anyway, I was on Twitter. I thought Crawford was clearly up. Like I said, you guys have to understand the difference between a fight being competitive and hard to score. Some fights are so competitive where you don't know who got which round. But through the entirety of the fight, Crawford was more working at a pace that he wanted. You know? And don't get it twisted. There's competitive spots, right, where Crawford will get caught with some good counters. You know, this is what happens when you fight good names, good solid guys, especially when they have attributes like Jose Benavidez. Benavidez, they said he's listed at 6'2". So, you know, that's like Paul Williams' height at welterweight, you know? So, of course, he's going to give some issues. And he's a good fighter. He has an amateur pedigree. I'm sure he's sparred with his brother before. You know, him and his brother are good fighters. But some of y'all confuse a fight being good and competitive with hard to score. You know? Man, this shit wasn't even hard to score for me. I thought I wasn't actually scoring it. I was just doing an eye test score, but it was like I could clearly see that Crawford was up. You know, and that's the funny thing is like people had all types of wild scorecards and like at no point in the fight did I have Benavidez up, straight up. And some people on Twitter. That's why I don't even look at, it's just, you just take it with a grain of salt. I don't know what people are looking for. But again, I'm not shitting on Benavidez. He fought good. It was a valiant attempt. He caught Crawford with some good shots, Maybe, like, I would say he made it more competitive than a lot of Crawford fights, because that's the thing. If Crawford's in this Mayweather zone. I'm not saying he's as good as Mayweather or the same as Mayweather. I'm not saying that, but he's in that elite caliber where people, if they see him, if he don't just run through guys like Victor Postal or Jeff Horn, then they automatically assume that he might be losing or question if the round went to him. It's a 3-minute round, 1 minute rest, and whoever does the best work in between that times 12 wins the fight. Very simple. But I feel like people get so jaded because they see an elite level fighter or pound for pound #1 fighter, right? And they see him get caught with counters or some shit. So they're just, I don't know. I don't know if Benavidez won that. No, he didn't win the round because he didn't do more of that for the duration of 3 minutes. For him to do that, he would have to either knock Crawford down or he would have to not just land some counters, but he would have to land more counters and more hard shots, more accurate shots for the bulk of 3 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Period. Ego just saying Crawford should have stopped Benavidez early. No way Crawford stopped Spence. That's you don't know shit about boxing. I'm just saying. You just saying. You don't know shit about boxing. Like you're not gonna stop everybody. Like first of all, who cares? Like when did it become a contest to if you stop the guy or not? So Joseph Parker, he didn't get stopped by Anthony Joshua. This motherfucker Joshua is 6'6". What are you talking about? Joshua is 6'6" and he weighs 254 pounds roughly. And he didn't stop Joseph Parker. So that's a grown ass, big ass behemoth of a man, pause, and he didn't stop Joseph Parker. But now we're criticizing Crawford for not stopping Jose Benavidez early enough. Even though he stopped him, even though it's his only second fight at welterweight, and he stopped both of the guys moving up, right? Now the criticism shifts to he didn't stop him soon enough. You can't be serious. You do sound like fucking clowns. You know, I'm just going to say, I need to learn how to say clown in every language. I know how to say it, you know, slang clown, bozo, pennywise. I know how to say it in Spanish, payano. You know, like some of y'all are fucking clowns. Wait till I learn how to say clown in French, in African. That's what I'm going to do. Because y'all score the fights like some straight up clown. Like now, if you don't stop someone early that was undefeated, that's the criteria now. That's the prerequisite. Meanwhile, you know, Wilder has the most power in the division. He didn't stop Stavern in the first fight. And according to Stavern, he was sick, you know. Why didn't Wilder stop? I mean, this is a stupid ass criteria. Period. You know, this bottom line is the motherfucker moved up in weight and, you know, fought a champion his first fight and then fought a respected team of brothers, you know, who was confident and bigger than him, and he stopped him too. And as far as I'm concerned, the fight was pretty easy to score. Competitive in spots, yes, but it's still easy to score. You know, and another thing is, like, this is similar to the Gennady-Golovkin fight, except for Golovkin wasn't the one talking like Jose Benavidez. Benavidez was speaking on behalf of himself. Golovkin was more so saying little things and his trainer was speaking. But the reason I compared it to Canelo Triple G is you had Triple G, whose trainer was bequesting Mexican style and saying, hey, give me Mexican style, hey, no guys, and all this shit. And I just did a video with Andre Ward, and he broke it down. Go check it out. He said there was only one Mexican that night, and it was Canelo. He said the same thing, and I was hoping I would run into Andre Ward. Shout out to my dude. Shout out to the Bay Area. The Bay Area got y'all on smash right now. You know, just between me and Dre, the Bay is in good hands. You know, and he said virtually the same stuff I was saying, and I didn't cut him off. I let him talk and let him say his spiel. And he said the same thing about this Mexican style. So, anyway, the reason I'm comparing it to Triple G is Abel did all that woofing, and then when he got in there with Canelo was standing in front of you, which is what you said you wanted him to do. You know, Golovkin's jabbing. Jose Benavidez, it's a similar thing. He was doing the pushing. He was saying, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out. I'm going to knock him out in his hometown. And he was the one counterpunching. And Terence Crawford did get hit some because he was taking the risk, because he was kept coming forward, and he was throwing with deadly intent, you know? So it's funny to me how in the pre-fight build, same thing with Conor McGregor and Khabib. Yeah, I talked to a couple of soldiers, and he was like, they said the Dagestani, they have chicken jaws. Why'd you look like that? If Khabib, if you a known puncher, and Khabib Nurmagomedov got a chicken jaw, why you looking like that? Why did he knock you to the mat? You know, same thing with Benavidez. Same thing with Golovkin. Benavidez was the one that actually was, I guess, the villain or whatever you want to call it. You know, he was the one that pushing Crawford, and like, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that made, oh, your fat ass trainer, he needs to eat some chicken. I think he made that mark before Crawford said, I'm gonna knock a burrito about you or whatever, that whole thing. and he was also the one who was kind of counterpunching. You know, like I'm just saying, this is why these fighters have to watch what they say in the build-up, because that's also the perception that you're putting forward. I'm thinking that like Crawford, you saying you're gonna fuck him up and destroy him at home and leave his fans crying. I thought Benavidez, using his size and shit and his height and all that, I thought he was gonna be coming forward more. You know? I thought he would be coming forward more, using his size. Especially when you said he's gonna knock this dude out. I'm gonna knock this boy out in front of his people. You know, I'm like, oh shit, Benavidez is gonna come forward. But he wasn't really coming forward, you know? And the other thing is, a lot of you guys don't know shit about boxing, and y'all get gassed up at little shit. To me, I tweeted this. Benavidez was getting tired in there. He looked like he has heart, you know, I'll give him that. He has heart, but he looked like he was getting tired, you know, fighting at that pace. And he bit down, but he looked like he was getting winded. And there were spots in the fight, and I was dummy close. There were spots in the fight where he was just doing shit to buy time. Like, all this posturing, like Crawford would be like, yeah, and then he'd be like, you know, waving, signaling. That don't do nothing. You're still losing those sections of the fight. You know, if Crawford's ripping to your body with the two-piece, bop, bop, and then you're just like, you know, acting like it doesn't hurt you and you can just take it, that's cool, but it really didn't. That doesn't influence me as a judge to be like, oh shit, you know, because there's a lot of tough guys. Ruslan Provodnikov is tough as nails. But that I could still judge a fight. You know, some of you guys are so shallow when it comes to the sweet science that you judge toughness. It don't say nowhere in them rules, the Marcus Queensberry rules, it don't say nothing about you get points for being tough. So save that shit. That shit is for the birds. I don't give a fuck about tough. I mean, obviously, if I could create a fighter, I would want them to be tough than, you know, to be a pussy. So it could help you, but it's not a scoring criteria. You know, like if someone's like bah and punch you in the face and take off, and your head is like douche, and then you're just like keep doing that. It don't change the fact that I seen your head go. Do you get what I'm saying? Robert Guerrero was tough versus Floyd Mayweather because he was getting hit with some shit. I can't score that. If Floyd's like jumping in with rights, straight rights and shit, and then Guerrero's head is like this, Floyd is winning those spots. Period. You know, and I think Benavidez, he was doing little things, and he was actually buying time. You know, because I think he was like, you know, fatiguing or maybe getting hurt with some shots and didn't like the pace. You know, because he was even doing, like, I asked him about it. He was like walking himself back to the ropes, and I'm like, why is he doing that? Like, he kept doing it. So I was like, is he trying to buy time? Is he trying to trap him? And he wasn't doing anything on the rope. And then Crawford was like being cautious when he kept doing it at first, because he was like, you know, weary of him maybe setting a trap and trying to check hook him or something. And then it appeared that he was doing it out of, like, you know, extending the time, like creating an unnecessary sequence so he doesn't have to be in the center of the ring. Because the fight in the second half started to, you know, Crawford started to pull away. You know, he started pulling away. So it's just like those are like, I don't know, like that's the best way to put it. I guess buying time. Like these little lulls and walking yourself to the rope for, what are you on the rope? What are you walking there? You're not doing, like, watch when Floyd Mayweather, see, this is what a lot of people get mad, talking about the black channel. Why do black people like Floyd? You know, all this stupid shit with the black channels and all this shit. But Floyd does a lot of things right. You can say, oh, domestic violence, all this bullshit. What you can't take away from the man is his boxing brain and his IQ. So I'm going to use him. And he's an easy reference point because people have seen his fights. Anyway, Floyd knows where he's at all points in any fight that I've seen him in. You know, he knows where he's at in the ring. He knows his escape routes. He knows what he's doing. Like Pacquiao clipped him, bow. In the third, fourth round in their fight, he walked himself calmly back to the ropes on purpose. You know, to me, Benavidez, he fought valiantly, but he was fighting in spots, and he didn't really have an identity to me. He was counterpunching, it was working, but he wasn't, there was no different dynamic to it. You know, like when he was walking back to the rope, to me, what was the point? Like what was he trying to execute? I don't get it. You know, I don't know what the game plan was there, because he wasn't having success. And then, you know, he's letting Crawford get off combinations while he walked himself back to the rope, and he was just like this. See, Floyd don't do that. Floyd, if he's on the ropes, you know, he's like rolling with the punches and shit like Cotto. But he's trying to time you, and he's punching in between. Danny Garcia is another counterpuncher where he'll punch in between your combination. Ali walked back to the rope. Yeah, but like I said, most guys, my whole point is, if you're doing that, what's the purpose? You know? Canelo does it too. Like, watch Canelo versus El Perro Angulo, Alfredo Angulo. Canelo walks himself back to the rope, and out of nowhere, he'll explode and back you the fuck off of him. You know, just watch the Angulo fight. You know, Canelo would be back in the ropes. He did it to Golovkin too. And then out of nowhere, he just explodes with some vicious combination. I didn't really see that enough from David Benavidez in the second half. You know, so that rope-a-dope, or whatever you guys want to call it, there was no point for it in the second half. He was just on the ropes. So to me, I think you might be tired in there, you might be hurt, or you're trying to buy time. So, or maybe you're just tired and all that stuff is true, and you're just trying to hope you can clip him with, you know, a Hail Mary type of big punch. So I didn't really see much of a game plan, especially in the second half, from Benavidez being the taller man, you know. And Crawford, he's just that dude. It is what it is. He's a good fighter, terrific fighter. And ultimately, I'm just sick of the dumbass fans with these excuses. You know, it's nonstop, people. First, Benavidez is going to knock him out, and then they say, oh, we all knew this was going to happen. No. We're not playing that game. You know, you got to be the same individual you were before the fight, after the fight. It's that simple. And actually, the funny thing is, Benavidez said that to Crawford. He said something like, keep the same energy. But the fans aren't keeping the same energy. The fans ain't keeping the same energy. Keep that same... Listen, that's the only way. You got to keep that same energy. If you say he's a bitch and all that, then, you know, that's what it is. And most people expect you to fight like that. But he was fighting like, you know, he was fighting more like Marquez than the Pacquiao. You know, he was fighting more just like looking to counter. But even Marquez mixes it up more, like where he'll be aggressive when he needs to. Benavidez, look at Alberto Ramirez making more fucking excuses. Benavidez should retire if his legs aren't the same. Listen, we're not dealing with them excuses. He had the same legs when he pushed that Crawford. He had the same legs his last two fights, his comeback fight. He had the same legs when he said Crawford was dodging him. We're not doing them excuses after every fucking fight. Listen, I told you, and y'all be getting mad. No, Black Channel, you know, y'all see it. So Ward beats Kovalev. Y'all didn't like it. Then Ward fights him again, and then he stops him, and then they say it's low blows. You know, Terence Crawford gets pushed and then he swings and people say like, oh, look, his reflexes, he's not quick enough to catch Benavidez. And then Benavidez is talking a gang of shit. Everybody's juiced and everybody's happy and motivated and like entertained by the fight week because you have two guys who aren't backing down. You know, people made their predictions. They said what they said. And then now it's something, oh, what about Errol Spence? No, we're not talking about Errol Spence right now. We're talking about Benavidez and what happened there first, you know. And, oh, his legs. No, he had the same legs at the weigh-in. He had the same legs his last couple of fights. The shooting happened before, you know. He's a warrior, right? So, like, I mean, that's his reality. You know, some people don't know this, but Shannon Briggs has asthma, and he has it real bad. You know, so imagine that, being a heavyweight with breathing problems. You know, but Shannon Briggs be knocking motherfuckers the fuck out. Period. Period. Hold on, y'all. We're not doing like excuse Sunday. And I'm uploading the interview as we speak with Andre Ward, and he was schooling y'all, saying the same thing. So I know it can't just be me. He was schooling y'all about the 12-round thing. And he says, listen, you could fight. He said it'd be like that, basically. I'm just paraphrasing. He said it'd be like that. You could fight a middle-of-the-road guy, and it just like, it takes longer to get him out there. And then you fight someone elite and just boom, boom, bow, and hit him with the right shit. And you get him out of there early. He's like, that's how the game is. He's like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. And that's from an undefeated professional fighter. So we not like I said, as long as my natural opinions coincide with people I respect, like Andre Ward, then I must be doing something right, you know? So I'm good with that. You know, I don't want to share the same opinion of a lot of these dumbass writers and in media who don't know shit. You know, as long as my opinions match that of my peers, then I'm good with that. You know. We're not doing a bunch of excuses because things didn't go how you wanted them to go. You know, boxing has too much. Everything's a conspiracy. Oh, Canelo paid Golovkin to look like this, or the judge, like, you've already used the judge ticket. Adelaide Bird had nothing to do with Canelo Triple G2. So stop it, you know. Stop the games. Oh, yeah, Jose Benavidez leg. No, you're not reaching for just whatever, hoping it'll stick. New media's on the case. None of that shit works anymore. Jose Benavidez, he did the best he could do. Props to him for stepping up. Came up short. This is also a guy who accused Crawford of dodging him. He said Crawford dodged him. So Crawford dodged him, but Crawford was fighting more aggressively than him. So and based on how Benavidez was talking, I expected Benavidez to probably be more aggressive in spots, but he was content kind of playing counterpuncher. Look at David Avalos hating. Just look at the names, pictures, and the profiles, like I always said, of the people doing the most hating. David Avalos says Crawford ain't number one until he beats Errol Spence or Mikey Garcia. Bro, nobody knows you. We don't know who you are. Nobody's dealing with that bullshit. You know? So Lomachenko don't have to beat, you know, he don't have to beat Mikey Garcia, and they in the same division. And the fact that you even said he's not number one until he beats Mikey Garcia, he already beat him in the amateurs, you know. And Mikey Garcia doesn't even call him out. Jose is not fit to fight. Okay. They coming out with all the excuses now. Look at the people in the conversation. I laugh. This is funny. It don't change nothing. So you guys can live in denial. Good luck in life. Motherfucker, yeah, now it's already Spence and Nah, bro, we not doing that. Spence don't have nothing to do with the Benavidez fight that y'all said Crawford was getting knocked out in. You see how hard it is for people to just accept what they witnessed? Brayon Thomas is be killing y'all. He said the athletic commission cleared Jose Benavidez, so they. Hey, I think my food's here. I'll join this stream later. I gotta go get my.